What's up, guys? Before I start the video today, well, I already have recorded the episode, so this is me from the future, but I just wanted to make a little announcement regarding the video scheduling for my channel. I'm thinking I'm going to start uploading every other day, so probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and potentially on Sundays. So yeah, this episode is recorded on Tuesday the 19th, but it'll be uploaded today when you're watching this on the 20th, Wednesday. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that that's my plan for the scheduling for videos is every other day. I think this way I won't be as fatigued, and it'll allow me to more sustainably and regularly upload, and it'll give people a chance to watch the episodes if they're out for 2 days before a new one. So yeah, I just wanted to make this announcement. I hope you guys enjoy the video. What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 6 of our Project Ozone 3 Skyblock Let's Play. So, in between this episode and last one, I've been a little busy. Can charge up our hard jetpack. I'm gonna go over here and just check out our mob farm real quick. I upgraded this to a gold chest, but we're getting a good amount of resources, some mob drops, and a bunch of loot bags, which is awesome. Now, earlier I removed these iron spikes so that I could open up this Ender Ingot quest, which required me to complete this mob farming quest, which required me to kill a zombie, a skeleton, a creeper, and an ancient golem. So I waited around over here until those guys spawned, whacked them with my sword, killed them to unlock that Ender Ingot chest, because as I said in the last episode, today I wanted to get into Ender IO, and in order to get into Ender IO we have to unlock this Ender Ingot quest, which again required that. So now we have the Ender Ingot quest, so I'll just go ahead and favorite that because we'll probably need that later. But for now, let's zoom on over here. Another reason why I wanted to again make that jetpack to quickly travel around. First, I wanted to upgrade our system over here, specifically the power. Now these leadstone flux ducts can only transport 1,000 RF per tick. Eventually we'll be producing more than that, so I just wanted to go ahead and upgrade this whole system here. I also made a backpack so I could store my like tools that I really don't use a lot but that I like having on me, just so I'm not clogging my inventory. So yeah, I'll go ahead and take out my crescent hammer here, and we're gonna go ahead take out these flux ducts, these old leadstone, because they won't be needed shortly. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over here. So as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff in these crafting grids, in particular hardened flux ducts. These are going to be able to transport 4,000 RF per tick rather than 1,000. I made another magmatic dynamo just to put back there so that we can increase our power gen. I also have 2 upgrade kits, which I believe we can use on our leadstone energy cell here, just a basic energy cell. I think that is upgraded the same way that the machines are, so this should upgrade that. I also went ahead and made a fluid transposer and the magma crucible. So we have a good amount of machines here, and we're going to be able to get our quest jingle screamed at us. Yeah. Alright, claim those rewards. Put that away. Isn't that where I store it? Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead, take out this, put down this. I hope I have enough hardened flux ducts here for this. But we're going to go ahead and take 3 of these. Well, first, let's just go ahead and upgrade this. Alright, so now we have an reinforced energy cell, whereas we could hold 2 million before. We're now able to hold 18 million RF, and additionally we're allowed to output 9,000 input and output 9,000 RF a tick rather than 1,000. So this is awesome. We'll go ahead and reconnect those. So these are going to produce a bunch of power. We also need to connect this magma crucible to this lava system here. So this lava system is going great, by the way. This is easy OP PGen. with these heat sands. So yeah, this is going great. We're going to fill up this buffer, and I wanted to upgrade this because, well, we're going to need to for all the machines we're going to put on here today, hopefully. So let's go ahead and put our magma crucible and our fluid transposer down here as well. How do I want to do this? Honestly, it probably doesn't matter, so I'll just fill them in here. Now generally when you have the magma crucible, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, you want to output the liquid into the fluid transposer a lot, so it's good to have those next to each other. But for now we'll just leave them here. So let's continue and connect these. So these all should have power now, and we're filling that up pretty well, so that's good. I wanted to get that taken care of, just sort of to future-proof. In fact, why aren't these getting power? Is the top of this outputting? No, it's not. That's why they're not getting power. So this is probably going to drain to fill up the internal buffers of these guys, but yeah, these are nice and complete. We upgraded our power system, added a few more machines, so that's definitely something I wanted to do to start the episode. So now what I wanted to do was just go ahead and get into Ender IO. So first we're going to need this Ender ingot. So we're going to need to fly on over here, grab an Ender pearl from our mob system. Gotta love passive mob generation and farming. Alright, and we're going to need some iron for that. Let's grab an iron ingot and get an ender ingot. Another quest done. Right? Yes. There we go. And we also have this Grains of Infinity done. As you guys saw last episode, we automated that. So yeah, this system is working great. We only have 41 in there because earlier I went ahead and grabbed them and put them in here. So we have 2.5 stacks of that almost, which is what we're going to need to get into Ender IO. So without any further ado, let's look at our next quest. So we're going to need the simple machine chassis, which I believe I have bookmarked over here. And in order to make this, we're going to need some of those Grains of Infinity, which we'll take half a stack out. Go ahead and take some iron out. I put this in block form just to save some room in here, but we have a pretty good amount of iron and other metals in there. So let's go ahead and look at what this requires. Now we're going to need some iron bars. Make some of those really quickly. And I think we'll have enough. So yeah, we're going to need quite a few of these just throughout this Ender IO. So let's make 4 of those. And the third S is silent. And yeah, I knew that. I've been saying chassis. Alright, you're probably going to be hearing that a lot today. I've never figured out how to actually shut that up or make that lower. It seems like every volume setting in there doesn't affect it. But if you guys know, let me know, because I would love to turn that down a bit. But anyway, so now we have ourselves simple machine chassis. And in order to progress into Ender IO, generally the first 2 machines you make are the sag mill and the alloy smelter. However, in order to make the full versions of those, you first need to make the simple versions, which will use these simple machine chassis. So this is new to me for Ender IO, but I'm going to go ahead and let's look at the recipes for the simple sag mill and the simple alloy smelter. So it looks like these require just any sort of stone gear, which probably needs some sticks and some cobble. Take some more of that out. But yeah, we're going to need 4 of these. Looks like we can just make them like that. So let's make 4 of those. And we're going to need some furnaces. How many furnaces are we going to need? 2 for that and none for that. Alright. 2 of those are done. Let's first just make the alloy smelter. And we're going to need a bucket. I have a bucket on me, but let's just go ahead and make another one. If we go into our backpack here, you can see, again, I have my tools. Take out our steel hammer. and we'll go ahead and hammer some iron plates. In fact, I'm going to get just 6 worth because who knows what else is going to need a bucket in the future. Just to have them is good. Should I make 2? No, I'll just make 1 for now. Now the simple alloy smelter should be done. Alright, so now we have our simple alloy smelter done. Another quest jingle incoming. Alright, now let's go ahead and make our simple sag mill. So we're going to need some flint for that. Just take some of that. We're also going to need a piston, so we're going to need some redstone. We're running low on redstone again. This pack requires a lot of redstone, which I definitely need to sieve more, even though I sieved again. I sieved a bunch of dust off camera. So yeah, definitely going to need some more redstone into the future. Hopefully not anytime too soon this episode. But, so we have, I think we should have, no, we don't have the piston. We're going to need some wood planks for that. Our piston here, and now we have enough for our sag mill. Another jingle incoming. Alright guys, let's go ahead and connect these up. I'm not sure why this, sometimes this I'll have cobblestone on the ground. I thought it just wouldn't make it if these are full, but I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is filling up nicely. Still only at like less than 3 million. So yeah, this is going to be a good amount of power for us for now. Alright, so yeah, we're definitely building up a nice stack of machines here. So these now have power. Alright. Now, in order to go further into Ender IO, let's look at our quest book here. So we can claim the rewards for these, the simple alloy smelter. So now in order to move forward from here, yeah, we don't need any power generation, so we don't need to look at the simple Stirling generator, but we're going to want to go ahead and make industrial machine chassis. Now these require an interesting ingredient. You can make these in the induction smelter, which we have, but in order to do so, you need this industrial dye blend. Now this requires a bunch of different types of dusts. We have a bunch of this crushed quartz just from sifting, so that's not an issue. We also have, I'm going to go ahead and unfavorite some of these. We also have some lapis, which we can just pulverize and take care of those. But we need this organic green dye and this organic black dye. Now I was looking at these, and the only way to make them is in the alloy smelter. So hopefully we can use that simple one. I'm sure we can. We need these clippings and trimmings for this green dye. And these look like you put just any sort of plant material in the sag mill. So this is something that we're going to have to look at. I saw that cactus. You get a bunch of them. So might have to look at how to get cactus seeds, which might need to be, yeah, so that's a mutation. So we are a little far away from getting cactus, so what I might do is just bone meal this and get a bunch of grass, which I know makes it. So in addition to those, in addition to the clippings and trimmings, we also need adhesive. Now we need some sort of slime ball or adhesive for this recipe as well as this black dye recipe. You can see we need that adhesive and some charcoal. So the biggest thing we need now to go further in is that adhesive. So I also made this little dirt farm. Essentially I was just using shears to get leaves, putting those all in here, and those they went into these hoppers, and these they composted in the barrels to some dirt. So I have a bunch of dirt, and I also went ahead over here and made a little platform. Now this is going to be our farming platform. So what I want to do is get into a little bit of sieving, because in order to make that adhesive or a slime ball, there's a recipe which you can use rice for. So if I look on here, you can see if this cycles slime ball. No, so I think it's called a rice slime ball. Yeah, so this rice slime ball here is what we're going to do in order to remedy this. Now we need rice dough, and from that or to get rice dough, we need rice, and in order to get rice, we need rice seeds. And rice seeds you can get through sieving dirt at a 5% chance. So that's why I went ahead and made this. So let's sieve a little dirt together really quickly here and see if we can get lucky and get some rice seeds. Now it's probably going to take a bit. Is that a rice seed? Oh, look at that, guys. We got them already. So now that's, again, this is another reason I made this platform over here. Now let's use our trash can and put these pebbles. We do not need those melon, pumpkin. I think we might have those already, but I'll go ahead and keep them. So yeah, let's get in here. I have a stone hoe from earlier, and I think we can just go ahead and plant rice. Now I think I'm going to cut here. I have a bunch of bone meal. I don't know actually, does this work on rice? Yes it does. So yeah, we can just hold right click on that and get a bunch of rice. So I'm going to take a cut here, gather some rice, and make a bunch of those rice slime balls, and I'll be back with you guys and we'll get further into Ender.io. Alright guys, I am back, and I've been pretty busy off camera. As you can see here, I have a lot of stuff, and we can craft with this a bunch of the industrial dye blend. So we'll go ahead, I'll just make that much, which is quite a bit. Yeah, over a stack, so that's awesome. I've also just been doing a bunch of other resource gathering. I sifted a bunch more, which is why I rearranged this, just so I could put some chests here to automatically pulverize our chunks and smelt the dust. I also went ahead and created a aqueous accumulator and put our igneous extruder right here so that it I can set it so I automatically input lava and water, and that can make obsidian. And I wanted to make obsidian because we need that for Ender.io to progress through it. Now I know DrinkSling93, if you're watching, you recommended using the lava infused stone and the automatic breaker to make obsidian, which is probably cheaper than this and easier, especially for early game. But I was sort of at a point now where I could easily make this and set this little system up here, so I just went ahead and went with this to make obsidian. But thank you for that suggestion, I do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our Ender.io. Now we're going to make 2 industrial machine chassis. In fact, we can probably just make all of them, all 6 of these simples into that. Now in the induction smelter, I was using some of our steel and some obsidian dust, which I got from back there, pulverized. And I made some dark steel ingots because we're going to need a lot of those. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of the dark steel in order to progress through Ender.io. So I'm going to go ahead and make even more of this stuff. But first let's put our simple machine chassis and some of the dye, industrial dye, in here. So now we have industrial machine chassis. So this is going to be very key in the next step, which is producing our regular alloy smelter and our regular sag mill. So let's go ahead and claim that wood. I also crafted some energetic alloy, which is gold, redstone, and glowstone in our simple alloy smelter. So I have 16 of that because we're going to want that to make some capacitors right off the bat. And I'll show you guys that in a second. Alright. That was quite the sound there. Alright, so let's look at our sag mill and our alloy smelter. So hopefully I have enough room here. I'm running out of room in this chest. I'll probably end up upgrading this to a crate as well. But let's so we have our dye. We don't need our dye anymore. We can put our dye away. Let's continue making some dark steel, which we're gonna need more of. Alright, so alloy smelter, we'll start with that. We're gonna need a cauldron, check, 3 furnaces, got those done. We have the industrial machine chassis, we have our dark steel. We're going to need some dark bimetal gears, which are infinity bimetal gears, which is grains of infinity, which we have. And we're going to need 4 of these total. So let's make 4 of these. Alright. Got those. And with those, we can make some dark steel nuggets. Let's see, how many we'll need? 8 times 4 is 32. So now we should be able to make 4 dark bimetal gears. And with that, we have our alloy smelter. Q quest noise. No? Maybe when I leave the crafting grid I'll get both of these. But hopefully, can we make this? Yep. So we have our alloy smelter and our sag mill. Alright, here comes the noise. And another one. Alright, so now we can pretty much just scrap these guys. I wonder, do these work with the crescent hammer? Yes, they do. Where'd that go? Alright, so now we can put our alloy smelter and our sag mill down. Not there, though. That's not where I wanted it. Alright. We'll put our sag mill down first, I guess. And then our alloy smelter down. I can do this. There. Alright guys, so you can see this has changed as well. In order to even power these, we need to put a capacitor in here. So that's the next step that I wanted to get into. Again, putting capacitors in these. So you can see first we need to make a grainy capacitor, which we have favorited here. That's just 2 iron nuggets and grains of infinity. So we can make one of those, get that quest out of the way. We're going to actually need quite a few of these. Alright, so for our basic capacitors, we're going to need some copper. Now, do I have copper on me? I do not, so we'll take some copper. Is that gold nuggets? We'll need some gold as well. Take these and a little bit more gold. And we'll make our basic capacitors. Alright, so we have 3 of these. I'm going to want a 4th one actually. So what's our limiting ingredient? It looks like gold is. So we'll get some more gold nuggets. Alright. So with our basic capacitors, we can make double layers. So that's why I went ahead and made the energetic alloy. Now we have our double layer capacitors. We'll put these right in here. Alright. So these guys are filling up. Alright, so now we have our full Ender IO machines. I'm going to just put these simple ones in here. Probably never going to use those. Can probably trash them, to be honest. But anyway, so we have our double layer capacitors. These are going to allow these machines to hold more RF than if you had a basic capacitor in, and they're also going to operate more quickly. Alright, so we got that done. Now the next step I wanted to do, well, first we'll go ahead, claim all these rewards. But yeah, as you guys can see, this opens up a lot for us. We can now go ahead and go to this solarium and this electrical steel branch. So if we want to make solarium, we're going to need soul sand, which is going to require us to go back into the nether. But that's going to open up the soul chassis, the slice and splice, and the soul binder, and those are all machines we're going to need to make the dimensional transceiver, which again is the whole reason I wanted to get into Ender IO, and also just to enjoy the mod obviously. But so this is pretty expensive. We're going to need some more alloys, but we can do this stuff now. Everything except for the stuff that we need the soul binder for, and then the slice and splice. So again, in order to do that, we're going to need soul sand. But first, we're going to need to get the different mob heads. Now, if I understand correctly, I think the only way to get those mob heads is for you, the player himself or herself, to kill the mobs. So, for example, our iron spikes over here are not doing any... as they kill mobs, they're not getting any mob heads, as you guys can see. And that's because, if we look at spikes here, you can see the iron spikes are just sort of the base level. Gold spikes allows the mobs to drop experience, and diamond spikes See there, it says mobs drop player kill only items. So this is something we're going to want. However, in order to do this, we need 9. We need a block of diamond, which is 9 diamond, 10, 11, 12 diamonds, times plus 2 more, 4 more, 6 more. So what was that? 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 6, that's 18 diamonds for these diamond spikes, and we don't have that many now. That's not something that's in the realm of possibility now, because we only have 14 diamonds. We need 18. So I really don't want to waste all my diamonds for that. However, that is something I'm going to need to do. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a cut, just sort of rack my brain, figure out where I want to go next. But having these Ender IO machines is going to help us significantly in the future. So yeah, I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, I am back, and I looked at the time. We don't really have much time left for this episode, so I'm going to quickly do one thing that I wanted to do last episode to end this one out. So now that we have our magma crucible, I was able to put redstone in here, and now we have molten redstone, which is something we need to create our reinforced jetpack. So we need 2 silver transmission coils. I think I have all of the materials in order to craft this thing now. So we can make 2 of these enervation dynamos. Actually no, we'll need this. So do we have enough of that? No, we need the hardened flux capacitor, which is going to require some tin. There we go. We'll make our hardened flux capacitor and the reinforced flux capacitor. So we should be able to make these once we have 2 gold, or 2 of these coils here. And there's 1, and there's 2. Alright. Now we should have enough for our reinforced jetpack. Here comes a quest. Alright. Go ahead and unfavorite that. So the other thing I looked at was this augment here. It's called the Flux Linkage Concentrator. Allows for rechargeable items to be charged very rapidly. Now this is something that we can put in our energetic infuser in order to charge this jetpack way more quickly. So I have the materials for that. We'll put that in here in our augment slot. So now let's see how quickly this charges. Okay, yeah, that charges very quickly, and I think that this is only limited now by our cables here. So this is, yeah, it's limited by the hardened flux ducts now, so we might even need to upgrade these cables shortly. But yeah, now this is charging at 4,000 RF per tick, but now this reinforced jetpack gives us 8 million power buffer, which is almost half of that cell down there, and this is going to allow us to not have to recharge all the time when we're flying around our base and such. But I wanted to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to end the episode here. I think we got a lot done today. We're definitely well into Ender IO, and soon we'll be able to craft our dimensional transceiver. We'll have to get to the mob heads though, so diamond spikes may be in our future. So that's why I set up this system over here to sift a bunch of resources. I can just stand here, and then this accumulator should suck up all of the sifted items and push them into this crate. So here's a little setup I'm gonna use like off camera to gather a bunch of resources. But yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate all the support, all the comments, likes. Subscribe if you haven't, if you're enjoying these. I welcome all of your feedback. And I appreciate you guys watching. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and as always, look forward for more episodes. See ya!